It's time for Coming in Hotter, Sens post-game show.
We are live from the Sports Interaction Studio after a 5-2 Senators win over the Toronto Maple Leafs. My name's Cody Gaudreault, say Cuda by my side. How are we feeling after that one?
Oh, we are feeling so very good, man. What can I say? Every time you beat the Leafs on a Saturday night, you can't help but feel good. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you would say that, man.
Yes, sir.
Last time the Ottawa Senators played the Maple Leafs, 5 goals was not enough to come out with the win. This time it was. Look, I'll get this stupid question that I've wanted to ask you out of the way. At any point with, they had the 3-goal lead, let's say, midway through the third, were you ever worried, or were the Sens just on their horse tonight?
Yeah, there is absolutely no. I mean, okay, you got to always be a little worried until you get the W and that final whistle gets blown. But, I mean, like partway through the game, the Leafs had 10 shots, I think. That first period, I think it was 4 shots. The Sens dominated, and if it wasn't for that, early, we'll talk about it in a second there, but that penalty at the neutral zone that happened on the first shift of the game, and that subsequent, well, it wasn't a power play goal, but the goal came shortly after the power play was finished. That would have been a perfect first row period, man. That team, the Sens, when they play at their best, that's what they look like. They make arenas quiet, and they give teams fits, and make us fans really happy.
Yeah.
So,
if we just want to go by the numbers, at the end of the second period, the Leafs only had 10 shots. The Senators had 31. So if that says anything. High danger scoring chances at the end of the game were 11-5 in favor of the Senators. So numbers are like that, man. And sorry, my sign is literally right there, but it's out of reach. But you know that numbers don't lie.
Oh, yeah. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Said Cuda. But yeah, man, is there, it was pretty dominant. Like, looking at the Detroit game, the last game, look, I think there's something that I wasn't clear on with last show, but they managed to bring the game to overtime. They didn't play bad. They outplayed the Red Wings, and it was just overtime, just happened to be overtime. But this game, they outplayed their outplayingness. English is hard, Cuda, but I think you see where I'm going.
Think so. Listen, the last game, I still got a little bit of pain from that. I hate seeing the Wings win, and I hate seeing them beat the Sens. Let's be real here. But tonight, wire-to-wire effort from the guys, man. Honestly, and if you think about it, that is them. And was it their A game tonight? They're pretty close to it. There's portions of the game that you could think by the way, we got to obviously admit that the Leafs are in absolute horrible shape right now. And as a Sens fan, you got to love to see that. Let's just be real here. But you got to take advantage of teams, especially rivals, on a Saturday night when you can. And the Sens, they've shown all year. This is a team that, unfortunately, the win column doesn't show it, but they're a lot better than what it states. And you got to beat teams like the Leafs. If they lost tonight, I mean, actually, we don't even think about that. Let's just not even speak that into existence because it doesn't exist. But they won tonight. Yeah.
If the Leafs had won in regulation, they would have been tied with the Senators.
I want to speak it into existence, but you done did it, so it is what it is. But you're right.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I feel you, and especially considering that Boston lost today. Look, it was a must-win, and I'm not that type of guy that wants to throw that around too often. But you have to win tonight. You're going into a pretty intense road trip going out west, starting on Monday. I loved it. Great job done. And going back to the Wings game, they played very well throughout large portions of that game. If it wasn't for that overtime, that Rat, Larkin, great player, but I'm so sick of him scoring. But the Sens got the result they deserved tonight without question.
100%. Let's get to the goals. right away, Dylan Cousins gets a penalty. Leafs go on the power play, and I mean, enough has been said about the power play. So it technically doesn't go as a power play goal. But
Yeah.
right as the penalty expires, Cousins is back on the ice. Morgan Riley just puts it past Olmark.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't much to say there. The Leafs are a power play team. They're a good power play team. And
Yeah. When you got skill.
Okay, there's only so much we can say, right?
Exactly. And look, here's the thing. The PK was really good, I think, throughout 100. They killed the penalty. So let's just say 100% of that PK was really well done. But then right after that 2-on-2 board battle that was lost, Matthews gets the puck, passes it over to Riley, 1-on-1 versus Ullmark. And there were no shots up until that point. Literally, Ullmark sees Riley come in. And Riley isn't known for having a shot that's going to blow by goalies. You do want to save there. Not putting this on Ullmark or anything like that. Obviously, we got the W. But I hated that. I mean, let's just, they worked so hard. They killed that penalty. And then to concede within seconds afterwards, it might have been like a second, literally, after the penalty kill expired, that the Leafs were able to get one in and pass Ullmark. So, yeah, it is what it is. But then what happened?
I mean, I want to throw in a little extra thing first.
Okay.
Ullmark getting scored on the first shot. Did it activate like any, earlier season PTSD? 50 seconds in, first shot against.
Of course. I mean, what can he do? He's gonna work his way out of it. He has to find that consistent form so that we can get all that early season PTSD behind us. And I'm talking we as in the Sens fans writ large. It was tough to see that goal go in, especially 5-hole and against a guy like Riley. But I mean,
I'm starting to think you just don't like Riley.
No, he doesn't. Actually, it's kind of funny that you say that because I am the type of guy that stands up for Riley and my friend group, even though I'm not a Leafs fan, but I do have Leafs fans friends. And they just absolutely stir the guy, and he's had a really bad run of form of late. He's just miscast on that team. But that being said, he isn't known for having a heavy shot. And so, Ullmark was going that early. Good play by Matthews to get the puck to Riley. It's just, he would have wanted to save. Didn't happen. A little bit of PTSD, but it shook off quite quickly.
Quite quickly after that literal perfect zone entry that led to the Shabbat goal.
Man, outstanding stuff. And I loved it because you contrast that with, here we go, perfect. Okay, that zone entry brought to you by my player of the game, Dylan Cousins.
Okay.
That guy is outstanding, man. He was at his best tonight. Loved what I saw. So big, so fast, and so skilled. Low key skill. Doesn't get enough credit for that, but great zone entry. The captain, underrated vision, underrated hockey sense, great passer, right to Shabby, and obviously Shabbat's known for his offensive skills. Great shot on him as well. Picks a corner. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Jumped out to see, and for whatever reason, I was thinking right then and there, these guys are going to be okay.
Sorry, I got distracted. JMO just texted me of course this game happens on the night I'm not on the show.
Sorry, JMO. I'll hold it down for you, bro. Don't worry about it, man. We'll hold it down for you.
But yeah.
He's had some rough luck.
Oh, we love JMO. We love JMO.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that. There's not really much I gotta add it apart from that, perfect zone entry comment. Cousins being the guy that actually carries the puck in the zones, but Giroux kind of hanging. Sorry, not Giroux. Kachuk, kind of hanging out by the boards at the blue line. That's kind of a trend in the NHL where the guy the guy skating through the neutral zone gives the puck to that guy. He gets in the zone and then takes the extra half second to figure the play out. But no, I gotta stop mixing him up. Cousins, Dylan, 24, the guy from Whitehorse,
workhorse from Whitehorse.
Yeah. Carries it in, recognizes the play, and then it creates that play that ends up getting in Shabbat with speed through the center of the ice. He's got all the room he could ask for.
Yeah, flying tonight.
Beautiful play. beautiful.
Yeah. Shabbat at his best, man. He looked so good tonight, man. And like you said, I mean, flying right through the neutral zone, and the neutral zone was owned by the Sens all game long. So much speed generated. Captain picks out his buddy Shabbat, and Shabbat picks out a corner on behalf of the team. Love to see it. Love to see it. And again, like Dylan Cousins, I'm telling you, man, I'd be curious to know. I should have done some research prior to hopping on, but I'm pretty sure he's got quite a few zone entries for the Sens. He's probably up there with Timmy as having the most zone entries for the team. That's my assumption.
He's a puck carrier.
Yeah, he's gifted, man. Yeah.
And then, later on, early in the second, who decides to put it in the net?
If I'm not mistaken, was that our boy? Is that our boy Cousins or Batherson?
Might have been Rich Cuz.
It might have been Rich Cuz, yeah. And so, if I'm not mistaken, go ahead.
Well, to talk about another zone entry from the burr in the saddle, the guy who's burning saddles, that's never going away, taking it in behind the net, kind of ragging the puck.
Yeah.
Overall, I didn't like Zetterlund's game, the Detroit game. I wasn't crazy about it tonight. Yeah. But that one play is exactly what he's good at, just holding on to pucks in the O-zone. He ends up behind the net. And you know what? If you can't make a good pass or, a dangerous pass, get it to the point because that's who's open. He's bragging on it. When he finally gets too much pressure, he gets rid of it at the right time. Shabbat makes a nice play of getting it on the net. And then it hits Troy Stetcher and his Bauer 4500 because apparently everyone wears a Bauer 4500. Hits it, ends up in front of the net. Cousins says, "Thank you very much."
Loved it. And look, that's just Cousins being too big, too strong, too skilled, can't contain him. Net front presence in the hard areas, getting a dirty goal like that. Think about it. You got that beautiful, silky, smooth goal in Shabbat for the first one, and then you got that hard-working, greasy goal with Cousins, just cleaning things up, at the net front and tucking that in behind. Was it Wall or Stallers at the time? I think it was Wall. Poor guy got the hook. But again, Shabbat, doing what you got to do. Just get pucks on net. When you got a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", 210, 215 pounds, big enough to just handle things down there. Just get it on net. Maybe it'll bounce off him, or at worst, bounce off the goalie, rebound there. And I'm gonna pick Rich Cuz to get more W's when it comes to a one-on-one battle for a loose puck on the crease there. And he did what he did best tonight. Put one behind Wall there. Love to see it. Great work. And honestly, you mentioned Zetterlund. You didn't really like his game tonight, huh?
Not
really. You thought you were indifferent about it?
More on the negatives, but it's nothing to write home about. He's not having the best streak right now either. I didn't like his Detroit game either.
No, but tonight I thought he was working really hard, and he was really noticeable based on those work ethic type elements that you like to see.
He's burning saddles.
Oh, there's our dog right there, baby. Look at that graphic.
He's burning saddles, baby.
Let's go. Little Big Z. Burning saddles. Oh, I love it. And he was, man. That zone entry was money, bro. And like you said, I mean, he can just throw a nothing puck onto Wall, or he can try and make a play that's high risk and then they're going the other way, or he can pass it up to Shabby. And of course, Shabbat does what you want to do up there. Get pucks on net, let Dylan Cousins do a thing from there on. So love to see it from the brother who's burning saddles.
All right. As much as I'm, one of those, as much as I'm on the anti-AI train, I'm proud of that. That's good. Yeah. I'm proud of that. Okay.
AI's got some good things like that for sure.
All right, let's pause our little bit of goal review because I'm seeing, people bring it up in the chat. Zygmunt with the first comment. I mean, look, a lot has been said about the crowd at Scotiabank Place. Just watching the broadcast, there was a good amount of red in the stands, eh?
You love to see that. You love to see it. I mean, I'm in the GTA quite often, and I'll wear my Sens hats. I've got a bunch of them. There, here, and there's so many more that I got. I got a few jerseys. There, bunch upstairs. And I don't mind. I'll rock that stuff all the time. And every now and then you'll see someone wearing a Sens cap. And I promise you, I will go up to them. Doesn't matter how old you are. There was a lady. I'm not going to say where I was. I was with my girl there, and we were just doing some grocery shopping. I'm like, oh my goodness, that lady's wearing a Sens cap. I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm like, hey, lady, how you doing? And yeah, she's like a transplant. She just recently moved to the GTA, and she was telling me, she's like, yeah, big time Sens fan. It has been for like ever. Her entire house and her kids are Sens fans, and I'm like, there you go. Love to see it. I wonder if I should have got her. I should have figured out about her if she was an avid watcher of Coming in Hotter. But if she is, hey, lady, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names, lady. But you were super sweet. This is really awkward now.
Anonymous lady is a fan of the show. Let's get her a mug. That's all.
Yeah, man. Hopefully I can bump into her again next time I'm in town.
Yeah. All right. And then the next goal, because I had to get the vibes up a little bit. Next goal is William Nylander potting it in, shrinking the lead down to 1. It's a weird goal because when the puck kind of just, Ullmark stops it and he lets the rebound go. The puck kind of just stops. I want to say, I kind of call it the dead zone in front of a goalie where it's too far where he can straight up jump on it to cover it, but it's too close for him to just poke it away, or too far for him to, get out of the net and jump on it, or too far for one of the defenders to not aggressively get on that puck. So Ullmark kind of freezes in that quarter of a second, and you kind of see the other defensemen too around him kind of freeze, and then William Nylander, who freezes but doesn't freeze for as long, grabs the puck, 1, 2, third try, it gets in between Ullmark's pad and the post. Again, I'm not trying to minimize because Nylander's a great player. Nylander is how some people call him, which I don't know how that happened. But yeah, just a weird goal overall.
I agree.
But I I don't think there's anyone to blame just because of the awkwardness of it.
Yeah, it was awkward. And again, kind of an awkward rebound. That's what obviously started it all. Yeah. But the thing is, obviously he saw the shot coming in, so maybe the guys thought that he was going to be able to corral it and hang on to it. Didn't happen. Bounces off of him. Like you said, it's that awkward zone. A little bit too far to go leap for it, but close enough to think that you can. And then, of course, Nylander, the one thing I didn't like is he was the first of that puck, And the Sens are so good at, for the most part, clearing guys from net front. And like you mentioned, multiple times to get it in. If you think about it, you go back to that replay, Ullmark makes that first save, and it's a highlight reel save, and that puck is just sitting on the line. And again, Nylander has a second chance or a third chance at that point to get that past the line there. But it wasn't my favorite goal for sure. I kind of didn't expect to see the Sens giving up something like that. But that being said, I guess it happens from time to time. Again, they got the W. I don't want to be too critical of the rebound control and what have you, but let's just hope that we're getting the best of Ullmark going forward. Because I think if he clocks in, and he was, like I said, he had moments throughout the night that he came in big. I mean, it's got to be tough to keep engaged when you're only getting 3 or 4 shots every 5-10 minutes. So
fair enough. Man, fair enough.
Sheesh. But that being said, he did enough to get the W tonight. I did not like that goal. Wasn't necessarily his bad, but that whole
I'll definitely call that shared responsibility. Again, I said, when I'm not making excuses, but when the puck is in that dead zone, you have to make a decision. It's better to make the wrong decision than no decision, right? But then William Nylander's the first one to the puck. He stops it. Do you really expect a goalie to, get 3 rebounds in a row? By this point, Spence and Clevin, they were close, but they couldn't get,
Batherson too.
Push away. Yeah.
Yeah, Batherson too is in there. And you're right, and especially a player the quality of Nylander. I mean, love him or hate him, he's an exceptional player. So he only needs really more often than not just the one shot to get it past the best goalies in the world. But in this case, he was given multiple opportunities, and unfortunately, got that goal. What was it? That was the 3-2 goal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling sweaty though at that point, still though.
And you know what? 2 minutes later,
Yep.
Drake.
Bath time, baby. And if I recall, I don't know if we have that replay, but this is why I was thinking that Zetterlund had probably a pretty decent game because, he caused some mayhem right before that goal. That hit that he laid, I forgot who it was, but I'm pretty sure he laid a hit that freed up the puck that went right over to Batherson.
So that was Giroux on Nice.
That was Giroux?
That was Claude Giroux.
Okay. All right. Well, then I got my guys wrong there. Giroux was also really physical tonight. That hit that he laid on, what's his name there? That boy, the guy. Oh, Nice. That's right. At the blue line. Yeah.
For this goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's just a good hit to create. Weird situation. It's a weird rule, for him to actually get away with that offside. But, he gets that breakaway, and he missed one earlier in the game. Doesn't miss his second, breakaway, if we want to call that. But then Stutzla just the right play, gets in front of wall, takes his eyes away. Batherson, which is a really nice shot.
Sweet shot, yeah.
What were the Leafs thinking challenging that?
Oh, I know. It looked obvious to everybody that was watching the game. Pretty sure it looked obvious to everybody in the rink as well. And by the way, I should correct myself. That Zetterlund hit that I was talking about, I think happened on the third goal of the Sens. That first Batherson goal. So that's on me. My bad. But now that 4-2 goal with the Batherson, that Giroux hit was fire. Why did they challenge it? I don't quite know. I think at that point, unfortunately, Coach Berube is just grasping at anything at this point. And so you got to think that this guy is just thinking, just somebody, throw me a bone here, right? And clearly you don't want to put major coaching decisions on just chance like that. But look, worked to the Sens' favor. What a great play by Giroux. Let's be like, Matthew Nyes is what, 6'3", 220 pounds? That guy's a big dude.
I know he's a big boy. Let me get a check.
Yeah, he's a big guy, and regardless, Giroux is definitely not that. Giroux's a strong guy for sure. I mean, I know he trains super intense here, and Ottawa has been doing so forever with Greco. But look, that hit frees up the puck, and then Batherson just kind of walks right into it. And what a beautiful snipe on that guy. When that guy's playing with confidence, look out. I mean, he's been relatively quiet for a little while. When that guy has that swagger and, he's getting pucks past goalies, woo-wee.
He needed a game like that. He
did. He was due. He was definitely due.
I'll get to it a little bit later, but it was really nice to see, the non-superstars, quote unquote, in the top six get the goals tonight, because that's just what the team needed. But like you said, Matthew Nyes, 6'3", 230, Giroux, 5'11", 180. So bit of a size difference there.
Crazy. That's crazy.
He's strong.
He's strong. Super strong. Yeah. Always has been too, even in his Philly days. Like, that guy is crazy good athlete.
Yeah. And then we get to the last goal, scored on the power play by Dylan Cousins. That
dog.
For the handful of games before the Olympic break, we didn't get to see a lot of it. But that power play looked different. It looked a little bit faster. It looked crispier is a good way to put it. And we really saw it there, didn't we?
Oh, we definitely did. Lots of cross. What was it like? I mean, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Craig Smith. Is that the guy that's doing color with Chris Cuthbert? Yeah, he even called it. He's like, some of these passes should not be going in the zone like that. Stützle made a tremendous pass. They got the Leafs going laterally east-west. They found all the seams. They unfortunately for the Leafs, the Sens looked like the Globetrotters, and the Leafs definitely looked like the Generals. They just did. Like, on the power play, it was just really, really beautiful to watch as a Sens fan, and just really, really painful to watch as a Leafs fan. And when the Sens have that collective
look at the smile on your face right now.
I can't help it. Like I said, I'm around a lot of Leafs fans, and they got to give me my W's when I got them. So, it feels good. It feels really good. It's going to be a good night. But, when the guys are playing with that kind of confidence and they're just so dialed in and, running their routes, as Noodles likes to say when he's doing color for the Sens, it's just such a beautiful power play to watch. And like, think about it. You got Batherson Batherson, to his credit, he's got a great shot, probably the best shot on the team. He doesn't use it often, but he's a tremendous passer, and he's probably more of a pass first guy than a shoot first guy. And that's such a weapon to have down low. Stützle obviously is a tremendous playmaker. Jake Sanderson is a tremendous playmaker. So much talent. And then, of course, you got Brady, who can make just about any play down low or at the boards, and he's just so good at puck retrievals, especially in the power play. When the guys are playing with that type of confidence, and then you couple that with a shot like Dylan Cousins, that is a power play that is top 10 in the league like we got right now. I mean, I think they're sitting at either 8th or 7th in the league right now.
8.
Yeah. It was a beautiful, beautiful snipe as well, man. Like, the guy is so good. And I think sometimes people are a little short-sighted and really quick to kind of point out particular players' faults defensively. And he's been tremendous, actually. I think tremendous might be a little bit strong, but he's definitely improved his defensive game. I'm pretty sure his defensive metrics were on the way up, by the way, prior to the Olympic break, and I think that has carried on going into the last Detroit game, and then of course this game tonight. So you'll love to see it. Love to see it. More of that, please. And that second unit looked real good too, huh?
Yeah,
I thought the second unit looked really good.
Was that Ferg pointing it out in the chat too? Like, you're absolutely right. Like, Sens power play, when you're able to put 2 reliable power play units out there, it's a luxury a lot of teams don't have, and that's big reason that percentage is so high up.
Preach. Totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, just to put a button on it, it also puts teams on edge, because the Sens have a lot of players that are agitators. Let's call it out. You got the best of the best in.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
Ridley Greig, Brady. So teams are going to want to retaliate on the Sens. And if they've got that power play humming along at that top 10, teams are going to be a little bit more reluctant to do what they got to do. And in that case, is stay disciplined.
Last thing I want to add before we move on from the goals. You pointed out the Zetterlund hit a little bit earlier. I wasn't too sure what you were talking about, but yes, the first Batherson goal, he does create some distance, some separation between McCabe and the puck to let.
That's it. Yeah.
So
we got it. Yeah, we're on.
You're right on that. Yeah. You know what? Good on you for noticing that, because.
It's just these little things I like about Zetterlund, because of course he's been paid to score goals, but man, he's doing a lot out there. And as long as I can see that guy moving his feet and being physical, the goals will come. They probably will come in bunches, and then there'll be long stretches that they don't come on a consistent basis, which is unfortunate. But if he's doing everything else going well like that, I'm about it. I'm cool with it.
Fair enough. So let's get to what I was talking about a little bit earlier by looking at my pre-game picks. This segment is brought to you by Sports Interaction, Sportsbook, and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. So, I see the order there here on screen, but I'm going to start with the one at the bottom. Claude Giroux to get a goal. That's at plus 350. Obviously, did not happen. So the reason I had that is, one, Giroux is crazy against the Leafs his entire career. Been a point per game. Been even crazier since he joined the Sens. But the reason I had him is the exact reason it was nice to see Batherson and Cousins get those goals. Non-Olympians in the top 6 to wake up. Like I said a little bit earlier, yes, there was some rust. That's not the reason they lost the game against Detroit, but there was some rust out there, seeing that it was only Larkin and Tkachuk that scored goals. This rust is off now. So I was thinking it might have been, Giroux being the veteran on the team to, kind of drag his guys back into the fight. It ended up being Cousins and Batherson. So you know what? I got it wrong, but I don't like my reasoning behind the choice, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Then I had both teams to score 3 goals. Leafs were short of it, so I guess you're happy I didn't get that bet. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a higher, not necessarily a higher scoring game. I just expected more out of the Leafs, to be honest, tonight. And then goal in the first 5 minutes. Can I switch that to goal in the first 50 seconds? Got that one right at a plus 165. Of course, it's the lowest odds of them all, but you know what? I don't care. I got one right. But yeah, Cuda, anything to add there?
No, good call on that first 5 minutes one though. It was going to happen. You could just Saturday night. It doesn't matter how porous the Leafs have been of late. Usually stuff happens within the first couple of minutes of those types of games, and so nice to see. And I hate to see that it happened against us, but
Shucks, right? But anyways, let's move on. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/cominginhot to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. This show is also brought to you by Bonisher Excavating, BEI. If you're a homeowner thinking about a new driveway, fresh gravel, or getting your property ready for a spring project, BEI can help. They supply quality aggregate and landscape materials at competitive prices, and they've got the equipment and experience to handle everything from a small residential jobs to a full game against the Leafs. To get a quote or learn more, visit BonisherExcavating.com or call 613-432-1120. BEI is helping shape the Ottawa Valley, and as always, Cuda.
Oh, put me on the spot.
Please slow down.
Well, I was going to say, please be careful in construction zones. So
we'll take it.
Let's go. Be mindful, folks.
Yeah. This show is also proudly presented by Beyond the Pale Brewing Company. They're locally owned and one of Ottawa's favorite breweries. They're serving up some of the city's favorite beers with some beers, not beards, with new seasonal releases always on tap. They've also got great food at their 2 locations to check out: the City Center Brewery and Tap Room at 250 City Center. I was out there with Wally just a couple of weeks ago. It was a great time. And their new location at the Byward Market on 21 George Street. Ooh. So 2 great spots to grab a pint and to just have great vibes. You can find more about them online at btpshop.ca. All right.
Maybe they're in the market now, eh? Okay.
They're in the market.
All right. Gonna have to check them out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick, man. So you brought up agitators, and man, this game got agitated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I wonder who's in the middle of that too. By the way.
Yeah. Do you want to just get to the big one right away?
Let's get to the big one. Yeah. Do we have a video on that too?
Let me just read off the penalty sheet before we get to
Let's make it happen.
So at 3 minutes 34 seconds of the third period, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 penalties. Anthony Stolarz, 2 minutes for roughing. Nick Cousins, 2 minutes for roughing. Max Domi, 2 minutes for roughing. Ridley Greig, 2 minutes for slashing. And Nick Cousins and Scott Lawton, 5 minutes for fighting. And then Max Domi, a 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah.
So notice how one of these penalties is not like the others. Ridley Greig with a slashing on Anthony Stolarz. Producer Andy, if you want to roll a clip from courtesy of our good friend at Julian McKenzie.
Oh, great shot by McKenzie. So good.
Great angle, eh?
What a great angle. I saw that on X.
Yeah. So Domi, right off the bat, he gets that extra 10-minute misconduct. It just felt like for the 5 minutes leading up to that scrum, he was looking for something, and he got an excuse to start this up. But something that the video doesn't show is what started it all. Oh, Ridley Greig. He's used to being in the goalie's kitchen.
But just looking to see if there's loose puck.
That extra little poke to Stolarz. I really don't blame, honestly, anybody on the Leafs for being mad at that.
No, you would want everybody to. If it happened to Allmark, you knew that they would have lost. The Sens would have lost their minds as well. But I tell you, man, Ridley Greig, what is he? 6 foot, 185 pounds, maybe. And then you got
sizes all the time.
I'm sorry, bro. But I think we talked about it earlier when you got that mutant over there in nets for the Leafs in Stolarz, who's what, 6'6", 230 or 40, you said?
6'6", 240, which is insane for Stolarz. But Greig, no, he plays big, but he's 6 foot 180.
And that's the reason why I love this player so much. He's still young enough to get bigger, to get stronger, but even beyond that, his heart, his mind for the game, he just ticks that way, and you got to be born with it. You can't develop that at this level. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's been that way for a very, very long time, and you love to see it because guys like that pull everybody into the fight. quite literally happened tonight in that sequence of play, without question.
Is it possible that, like, you know, the day he was born, just had a hockey glove on and just face washed his doctor? He was born that way, like you said, eh?
Hey, man, born that way. This guy just takes a little bit differently, and I'm not going to be the one who tells him he's 6 foot 180 going against the guy that's 6'6", 240. Do your thing, Ridley. I love watching him play hockey because it drives other teams nuts. And when you get in kitchens like the way he does, my goodness, man. I mean, he's definitely got a reputation league-wide at this point. He's been in the league for long enough. Of course, Domi loses his mind, and actually there was actually a pretty dirty. I mean, it was dirty all around from Domi. That's why he got the misconduct. Yeah. But when Jensen clearly didn't want to go, Domi is like, punching down on his arm while his arm's in an awkward angle. I'm thinking Jensen's shoulder could be dislocated by this maniac doing something completely outrageous. And then, of course, it was great to see Jake. I was kind of curious. Jake was on the ice with Jensen at that time, which was interesting. I thought it was Shabbat and Jensen and Jake and Zoo. But in any case, it was great to see Jake jump in and unfortunately, have to deal with that maniac. But that being said, 10-minute misconduct, well earned on his part from Domi.
Yeah,
a lot of fun though. A lot of fun.
He's he got suspended in I think it was his rookie year actually, back when he was in Arizona, back when they had those those jerseys where it was just the Howling and not the Canadians. Oh man, did I just hit myself with nostalgia? Okay, anyways, but yeah,
back in your day.
Back in my day of like 5 years ago, yeah. But yeah, just getting in fights with guys that aren't ready for it, right? So yeah, he got a suspension in his rookie year for pretty much a sucker punch against a guy that didn't want to fight, and it's not his. He did it a couple times after that, so yeah, it's
yeah, he gets away with a lot, that guy, and I think.
Well, he didn't get away with it. He got a good. I think it was 4-game suspension.
I guess what I mean to say is somebody that's willing to go him, square up with him, fair fight, don't jump anybody. I mean, neither Jensen nor Sanderson wanted anything to do with the fight, and yet he has his gloves off and he's tuning up on both of them. Let's see him square up with a guy that's willing to fight, and let's see how he ends up. You know what I mean? I know he's a pretty good fighter for a guy his size. Don't get me wrong, but
I wonder where he gets it from.
Yeah, his dad was unreal, eh? Man, those days were incredible. Chris Neal would be our answer to that. Oh, and Chris Neal, my goodness, to this day, the best. I love that guy so much.
You just brought up two players whose hockey cards I've been looking for a very long time. So if anyone in the chat has a Ty Domi or Chris Neal hockey card, hit me up. But to talk about your Jensen thing, it was Jensen literally just hopping on the ice. He had just taken Zub's spot.
Got it.
So yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
For bringing up something else, since we're already on Jensen, I mean, that's not something I put a lot of thought into, but playing way better in the 2 games since the break. I mean, not wrong. I haven't seen him. Usually, I know what you're saying. Usually, because that's his mistakes are. You don't see him making as many mistakes. Yeah.
No, his mobility. His reads. He's going he's assertive. You know what I mean? Before there was a little bit of hesitation, I think, when he was not playing at his best about a month and a half ago or so. And, I mean, he has access to all the same devices and news and all that kind of stuff that we do. All the insiders, the agents, they all talk. It's well known the Sens are looking for a top 4 right-hand D. And he's thinking, what about me? I'm the guy who's been playing with Shabbat all this time. I'm the guy that busted my butt to get back and healthy after that surgery that he had in the summer. He came back early, worked real hard to do so. He's I'm pretty sure he's got a whole bunch of motivating factors that we're not even aware of. But a guy like that plays with a lot of pride. He's been in this league for a long time. It's good to see him really kind of finding his form once again. A form that was really, really good last year. And if they can find that form together, him and Shabbat, maybe might not be exactly 100% requirement to get that top 4 right-hand D that these guys have been considered to be shopping for.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, just my opinion. I don't think that's actually going to end up happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jensen's spot is safer than I guess the average person thinks.
Cool.
But watch him get traded literally like an hour from now. Now that I've said that.
Yeah.
So something that kind of just felt weird to me, but it's very normal. I'm just weird. Only the second game Ottawa played against Toronto that year since their playoff series, so not really surprising that the fireworks took off. Last game right before Christmas, 7-5 win for Toronto, and they've got 2 more games up ahead. So we're gonna see more of the Leafs, but with the way the standings are looking, which is insane. I think the fact that I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways because the Leafs are only 3 points behind the Sens.
Yeah,
they don't feel like the same threat they were a couple years ago.
Sure, yeah, for sure not. I mean, Captain Obvious here. It was a complete fumble to let a guy like Marner walk and not have anything that is even close to his type of production coming back in the door. So, of course, they're going to be a worse team. I did not understand the delusion in the beginning of the year with all those pundits saying that this was going to be a good team, or this is going to be a team that was going to be, in the mix for, a top 2 divisional spot. They're going to probably be hurting for a little while. Let's just be real here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not going to shed any tears. You love to see it. I hope they hurt for a long time. We all had to feel that pain. They had a really good team for a long time. They couldn't get over the hump. Who gives a what? I'm glad. Let's make it happen. I'm just hoping that the Sens can kind of fill that void. That is an opportunity for a team in the Atlantic Division to kind of go ahead and become the dominant team, at least the dominant team in Canada. I understand the Canadians are pretty good, but we don't have to worry about them until next week.
Yeah, for sure. To them, like losing Canadian Olympian Mitch Marner is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. They're guys like oh my god, guys like Morgan Riley just not being the same players they used to be. That hurts. That hurts a team like that. And we're on a tangent here, but it's this kind of thing that a lot of GMs do when they lose important players. They lose, like this is in the case of the Leafs, they lose Marner, and it's a gap. You can't replace that guy, but it's a gap you have to fill. So they, put some assets into getting a guy like Matthias Michelli, who, he's not Mitch Marner, but he plays a similar style. He's able to play top 6 minutes, so you get him. Back when the Habs lost Shea Weber after they went to the finals, they bring in David Savard, similar type of player, but David Savard is not Shea Weber. Same thing. No. They lost Deneau to free agency. They bring in Christian Dvorak. Right. So it's
that's a good example, actually. Really, that's a really good point.
And you see that everywhere in the NHL. So it's just the type of thing that really, when you see a GM make this type of decision, which is it's a right decision to make, really, because what the heck else are you supposed to do? But this to me is like the sign of the end of a competitive window for a team.
It looks it, and what's worse for them is like the players just don't look up for it. Like, don't even take our word for it. Watch that game. They did not look at all interested. Aside from when Nylander scored a goal, he got a little bit of a fist pump, but like, I don't know. I watched bits of their previous games. I think it was Florida and Tampa. Yikes, man. That's tough. That's a whole bag of culture issues, not just talent issues. I mean, they've got one of the most talented players on the planet that they can build around, but where's his head at? Does he want to stay there long term? I know we're off on a tangent. This isn't Leafs Nation, but it's just good as a Sens fan.
We're like every Canadian news organization, eh?
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, we really are. Yeah, it's just talk about a little bit of everything. Talk about nothing at all at the same time. Gotta love it. But I know. Going back, it was great to see. It was just really encouraging to see the guys. When Greig gets in there, starts kind of upsetting the hornet's nest, everybody kind of was out there and just, matched up. And again, Jensen didn't want to go Domi. Domi lost his mind. Sanderson jumps in. A lot of good team camaraderie that you're seeing there. The guys are playing for one another, and you love to see it. I thought, though, if Stolarz was going to continue to engage Greig, was Allmark going to come out?
I wanted to see that so bad.
Right? I was wondering. I'm like, hey, if Stolarz keeps poking at Greig here, I don't know. We've seen Allmark already, skate up before. It would have been great to find out, but I guess we didn't have to get there.
Flashback to the first Coming in Hotter episode, where Linus Ullmark skated all the way down the ice against the Washington Capitals to go after Logan Thompson.
Yeah. And they didn't let him go. They did not let them go. Did not like that. Yeah,
but with where the game where it was at, Sens up by 2 goals.
Yeah.
Anyways, I talked about the ice time to last game being heavily towards the top 6, being heavily towards the Tkachuk and Stützle lines. Today we see the ice time just being a lot more spread out towards the entire lineup. That's another sign to me that Green, obviously a lot of that is probably when he ends up playing with the lead. But it's also getting that extra trust back in that fourth line of Eller, Halliday, Zetterlund. Although again, like I said earlier, I didn't fully like their game, but they played better. That line together got just under 6.5 minutes of ice time. It's a sign that Green goes like, all right, now you guys are playing better. We had our first game to, knock the dust off of the Olympics, even though Eller was at the Olympics. But it's that's another thing where it was nice to see where when you see that spread of ice time, I don't want to read too much into it, but it's a sign of a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, read into it, bro. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. Straight up, yeah, because especially when you're going out on to that significant road trip, right? You want to be able to.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, you need to get all 4 lines going, all 3 deep pairings going, and they're probably going to draw in Matt and Paolo from time to time. I don't know. Will we see McDermott on the road trip? I'm not too sure, but ultimately, you need to get everybody going. There's going to be a lot of miles traveled between now and next week. I don't know when they're back even in the area, but it's going to be just how many days?
It would be Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, that's the 10th of March.
10th of March. Oh, yes. That's when they're back playing in Ottawa.
Back home against Montreal.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, man, that's quite some time. So you're going to need to get everybody going. Everybody needs to contribute. Everybody needs to have at worst a neutral just a neutral shift against your opposition line there. And, I mean, when you're going out on the road, you get that last change. You don't get that last change, right? Excuse me. So you need to trust your horses. I'd love to see that tonight they were able to get that time, that ice time kind of evened out. When you're up 4-2, 5-2, it's going to allow you to kind of be a little bit more, take the foot off the gas a little bit, right? So, by the way, like Pinto, Amadio, and Cousins looked outstanding all night. And Pinto, I think, hit the post twice on his own. Amadio, Cousins. I'm just a huge fan of Nick Cousins, man. I always have been. I know that he'll take the odd offensive zone or neutral zone penalty, but the guy is, he's always going. He is always going. He never stops moving his feet, and he's always giving it his best. But yeah, awesome compliment to Pinto and Amadio. I understand. I mean, the Eller line didn't play that much. I figured when they were on the ice, were they noticeable? I thought they were okay. Yeah, I'm always going to be a big fan of our boy Halliday, Big Red. So the more Big Red, the better in my books. But Spence and Clevin looked good. Chabot and Jensen looked good, and of course, Sanderson and Zoo being one of the best tandems in the league. They did their thing. So. Full team effort tonight, and they're going to need that going into Edmonton on Monday.
And speaking of, you hit that right away. 4-game road trip. Well, I guess they already started, so this is 5.
Yeah.
But Edmonton on Tuesday, that's a 9:00 game.
Okay.
Then Calgary, then this pesky trade deadline that.
What are those?
Man, so many question marks heading into that. But let's start with Edmonton. It's a loss to the San Jose Sharks for them this afternoon.
Yeah. But what did they do before? I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. They tuned up the LA Kings, who are kind of like the Toronto Maple Leafs West right now. Like they're kind of floundering and trying to figure out what they're all about, especially after that big time Panarin trade. But yeah, they tuned up LA 8-1, I think.
8-1.
Yeah, and then today, what was it? 4? They got 4 past. 5-4. Okay, so I mean they're still scoring a ton of goals. So if it's going to be Allmark in net, which I hope it is, if it's going to be Allmark in net, man, we're going to need a game from him. There's no question about it. The Sens are the type of team, we've all seen them. We've watched them all year long. There's not going to be a ton of shots that Allmark's going to have to deal with, but you got to try and keep that Edmonton power play off the ice, and you got to try and keep everything to the outside. That McDavid, though, boy, oh boy, man, best player I've ever seen, man. That guy.
For sure. Yeah, they're definitely the toughest team on this road trip. Yep. Just to add up to, like, because apparently I'm obsessed with the rust concept. It's going to be Edmonton's 4th game coming back from the Olympics versus Ottawa's 3rd.
Okay. Oh, go yeah.
Do I want to read into that? Not too much. But yeah, it comes with it was a 6-5 loss against the Ducks too before.
Right on.
So it was back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday, Ducks, Kings, then the Sharks game today. So yeah, Taryn.
Yeah.
Going to what I was going to say, like if Edmonton's the toughest team they have to play on that road trip, Calgary, Seattle, Vancouver. Like Seattle worries me.
That's what I was going to say.
Vancouver and Calgary are like probably the 2 teams that I'm the most confidently going to call like currently in a rebuild.
Yep. Yeah, I think. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You look at Edmonton; they've got those 2 animals in McDavid and Draisaitl. And actually we should add Bouchard in there, who's just
he had a good game against San Jose too.
He's I mean, we all know his defensive deficiencies, but like we've got to start like appreciating these guys for the qualities that they bring on a positive element. And that offensive game that he has, I think he's leading all defensemen in scoring this year. We don't have to get into the debate, but maybe you could have helped Canada for all we know at the Olympics. You never know, man. But that being said, that big 3 that they've got going on there, they're absolute animals. If they get on the power play, if you give them 2 or 3 power plays a night, they're going to score at least 2 or 3. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be disciplined. But aside from that, if Ollie doesn't make the big saves, we're F-worded. I couldn't agree more, Ferg. I couldn't agree more, man.
No, that's a good point.
That's so true. That's the game. That's the Allmark game. I'll put it that way. Like if and he's got it in him, man. He just does. I mean, this guy won the Vezina. He's a big goalie. When he's playing with confidence, it's impossible not to see that radiate throughout the entire team. Calgary, they've got. You know what? I'll put it to you this way. I'm actually not going to take any of those teams lightly. I'm just not. I think the Sens have to look into it like they do right now. Coach Green talks about it all the time. We're just thinking about the next team. We're just thinking about the next game. Doesn't matter what happened up until then. You got to play Edmonton. They got to play them disciplined, and they got to play them aggressively. But like, just don't go over the top, of course, with anything and get them on the power play. But when it comes to Calgary, especially, that's the day before the trade deadline too. So many question marks. Is Uyghur going to stay? Is Kadri going to stay? I mean, look. They have a lot of stuff going that's going to be in their heads. If Ottawa is focused, dialed in, and just completely dialed into playing their best game, they should probably come out with a good result there. Seattle, I mean, that team is fighting for a playoff spot in the Pacific, right?
Correct.
And I think they're playing tonight.
They're wild card 2 right now. They're 1 point. They're 1 point ahead of LA, which is right in there.
Right.
Did they play tonight? Where's the last
night?
They're currently winning 2-0 over the Canucks after the first period.
Okay. So yeah, that's a team that is completely focused on making the playoffs, bro. And then I think it's Grubauer that's in nets for them, who's had like an unbelievable resurgence. And if it's not him, it's Joey Decord if he's healthy. And then of course Sens legend, man, I miss that guy. What a legit legend, man. And then of course you got the Canucks. And again, what are they going to look like after the trade deadline, right? So,
according to the expert here, we can take the Canucks lightly. Looking at
Look, man, every game has got to be game 7 for the Sens from this point on. So, as fans and as pundits, yes, the Sens should be taking those guys lightly. As a Sen, though, as an Ottawa Senator, I hope those guys in the room are just looking at them and being like, we don't see anything but an opposition, and we got to absolutely beat them and beat them ruthlessly.
Yeah. I mean, to go back to the Elmore point, like they need goaltending for the rest of the season if they want a chance at making playoffs.
Yeah.
And they can't lose winnable games. And yeah, that's it.
Spot on.
Yeah. And when it comes to the deadline, we got a little bit of time left. Do you expect anything out of that?
I do. Yeah. I think GM Steos has shown that he works on his timeline. He works quietly. Nobody knew that he was in on Cousins last year until the deal happened, and then they're like, "What? Okay." And Josh Norris going the other way, who we all miss and love, but I still believe that trade was a home run for the Sens. He works quietly, like I said, and I happen to believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, and it just seems like there's a ton of smoke when it comes to him, and it comes to trades and player movement. I'm more curious to know who might be going the other way. And so, there's a whole bunch of names that you can throw out there. I hate playing that game, but, once upon a time, I thought that they might take somebody off the defensive end to try and address that top 6 forward that they've been looking for. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the D is going to look the way it is. I think Jensen maybe, because he's been playing really well. Who knows? I mean,
the game he just had, though.
I mean, he might be. I mean, he might be hitting the stride right at the right time, and he is a UFA, if I'm not mistaken. Is he a UFA? Yeah.
Last year, yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, maybe there's something there, but I certainly hope that they don't trade Yak. I haven't watched a ton of Sens. I haven't been paying attention to a ton of what Hensler's been doing, but I think he recently got injured, if I'm not mistaken.
He got injured early February, but yeah, this week he officially got ruled out for the rest of the season.
Okay, all right, which you hate to see.
Anybody thinking about watching that clip, don't watch it. Knees are not supposed to be that way.
I did see that. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. I did see that. Yeah. And you're right. They should not be bending that way. Hopefully the guy comes back healthy, healthy and ready to rock next year. But it's going to be really – I'm really curious, bro. I don't know. But if they're going to get somebody, I'm with you. I think they're probably – I think the defense is secondary. I think what they're looking to do is get somebody impactful in the forward ranks. Yeah. How about you?
Like Austin, looking at the chat. I think the Leafs would have to throw in a pick for Reimer, for the Rhyme Minister.
Rhyme Minister, yeah. That's
I'm gonna go completely opposite. I honestly don't think anything happens.
Yeah. Okay.
The futures, the Yakimchuks, the Henslers.
Yeah.
I don't see any of them going away, especially considering that Sens don't have a first round pick. They don't have their own second round pick. So I don't see anything big coming, because if you want anything big, you have to throw in your future. If somebody does go away, it's a guy on an expiring contract. So maybe a Jensen, maybe a Perron. I don't think it's going to be Giroux, but if it ends up being Giroux, he's one of those guys. Does it end up being a Cousins? So, but actually, yeah, Josh, sorry, you don't want to get rid of Cousins. We have to keep Ryan over here. So yeah, I don't think anything big happens. If someone's going away, it's a guy on an expiring contract. But even then, it's like I said during the Olympic break a couple of times. It's these next, well, now 2 games, but the 4 games between the Olympic break and the trade deadline aren't going to tell us stuff we don't already know on the team. So
true. Yeah.
So the way I see it, this is the type of situation where it's. I mean, it sucks because you want accountability. You want something to happen after this kind of season, but it's the type of season where Sens are gonna go into the summer and be like, well, if something happens, it's gonna be over the summer. But even then, I wouldn't be surprised if we're at the start of next season and we're seeing a very similar roster than we're seeing now.
Yeah, I think it's a fair show. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, but. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to rule anything out.
Yeah, I don't see anything big happening. that's my point. But yeah, next game Tuesday. It's a 9:00 start against the Edmonton Oilers. This dynamic duo, yes, I just called ourselves dynamic, will be back after that game. We got a nice little streak going on with the two of us.
I know.
But
I know.
It's gonna be fun. Last little stretch. That deadline, no matter what happens with the Senators, is gonna be interesting in every way. Trade deadline day, looking at a bunch of these, it's so fun to watch. I actually might hop on some franchise mode on Chell as soon as we sign off this show. But yeah, it's Cuda. It's great seeing you after the Olympic break. I really missed you, man. Chat, thanks for being with us. It was a great game. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you next game, guys, and thank you for being with us.
You've been watching Coming in Hotter, your home for Sens post-game coverage all season long. We're live after every game. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show.